Good morning, one and all. We are here on the target of completing 200 book summaries in the year, and we came here on the journey of 29th book summary. And the book that we have today is The Magic of Thinking Big, written by David Schwartz. Let us see the small synopsis, few questions and answers, and then top 3 lessons. We will discuss about these 3 lessons in detail. First thing, the synopsis. Believe in yourself, never underestimate your own intelligence, think positively, and plan for success. What are all these things? These are all tips for increasing your self confidence and overcoming your fear. So, this book, The Magic of Thinking Big, helps you to boost your self confidence and cure your fear. Success comes down to how you think. If you able to listen the stranger's secret, you will easily identify this. If you think negatively, you will get negative results, and if you think positively, you will get positive results. As you think, so shall it be done. So success comes down to how you think. So this is all about synopsis of the book. The Magic of Thinking Big is how do you think big? All these things will come under this book. Let us see the question and answer. Now we will see question and answers. How do you think big? I want answers for this. How do you think big?
You're asking us?
Yeah. How do you think big?
Something which has a wider impact.
Sorry?
How you think big, which is inclusive of society.
Inclusive of society, inclusive of your career, inclusive of your any area. How to think big?
Yeah, anything, idea which is inclusive of everyone and bigger impact, that is big, no?
Okay, fine. Ravikiran, what about your perspective? How to think big?
I think big is a mind thing actually. So
okay, mindset. Okay.
But anybody can think of it. It is no big deal of thinking big, but
have you have any specific measures like to think big? What are the things you need to take care? Any processes?
Big, achieving higher than existing.
Okay, great. It is one of them. Okay, super. Lalita, what is your perspective on this? How to think big? Hello. Yes, Lalita. How to think big?
I think जैसे ऑफिस में एक वर्किंग am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible. Go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, please go ahead.
जैसे ऑफिस में एक एम्प्लॉय बनने के बजाय आप उस ऑफिस के बॉस बनने का सोच सकते हो। तो आप अपनी जो लिमिट आप अपनी जो मतलब क्वालिटीज है ना उसको कभी भी अंडर एस्टिमेट नहीं करना चाहिए क्योंकि आपके अंदर बहुत पोटेंशियल है। तो ऑलवेज ट्राई टू थिंक बिग का मतलब ये है कि आप जो सोच रहे हो जैसे आपको एक टीचर बनने की जगह आप फ्लेक्सिबल बनने का सोच सकते हो। तो उससे ज्यादा सोचिए जो आपका दिमाग आपसे कह रहा है।
Yes. So always think of the superior.
This is my perspective.
Yeah, great. It is also one of the correct answer. Let me see what are the 5 answers to how to think big that author is giving to us. These are the 5 different ways the author is giving to us. Don't sell yourself short is the first lesson. How to think big. Don't sell yourself short. Know your worth by concentrating on your assets. Assets means here your skills, your talents. Often you will find that you are better than who you are thinking are. First technique is don't sell yourself short. If you are about to sell yourself, sell it big. Second thing is use big thinkers vocabulary. Like practice using bright, big, and cheerful words, most positive words. Words that promise victory, words that promise happiness, words that promise hope, and so on. First thing is don't sell yourself short. Second technique is use big thinkers vocabulary. And the third technique is stretch your vision. Like you might have heard about think out of the box, out of the box. That is nothing but stretch your vision. See what is possible, not just what it is. Means whatever the task is given, don't only think about the what is task. Think about all the dimensions of the task. Practice adding value to people. Practice adding value to yourself. And practice adding value to the situations. That's way you can stretch your vision. And the fourth technique is get the big view of your job. Whatever job you are doing, wherever you are, think about big view of your job. Appreciate the things that you have. Let us take an example. Start thinking that your job is very, very, very important and your approach might change. So sometimes your job is difficult for you. At the time, your thinking should be your job is important and your approach should be changed. Appreciate the things that you have and get the big view of your job. That is the fourth technique. Fifth one is think about the trivial things. Don't be petty. Don't engage in the pointless arguments. Ask yourself, is this really important? At this point, I remember two situations or two things that I strike on to my mind. First one is, what is the difference between debate versus argument or debate versus discussion? Sony, what is the difference between debate versus discussion?
In debate, people stand for and against something, and they express their views with that point of view.
Okay.
That I'm for so and so, or this is what is best. But discussion, it is where you come to a common point. There is strength. You don't stand against each other, but there is a thoughtful exchange of your ideas and everything, and you come out with any concrete result if you want to, and progressive ideas.
Exactly, that's correct. Whereas I have heard one powerful quote, discussion starts what is right, whereas debate starts from who is right.
Yeah.
So always engage in the discussion instead of debate. Discussion stands for what is right. Means you need to always stand for what is right instead of who is right. Okay. That is what don't engage in pointless arguments is all about. And the second thing, ask yourself, is this really important, right? This one, as I'm reading this now, I strike off my mind is one powerful lesson, Socrates triple filter. Sometimes your friends might be telling something about criticism or chit-chatting. A lot of things will happen in the life. So ask yourself, is this really important? There is a triple filter questions. If you just research on Socrates triple filter, you will get that. Is this really important? Is this good? Is this true? All these things, questions will be there. By assessing these three questions, you will identify whether you are utilizing time or whether you are just passing the time. Okay. So think big. How to thinking big is all about. Think about the vocabulary of big thinker. Stretch your vision. Sell yourself high. Don't undervalue yourself. Have the positive perspective of your job. Whatever your job, wherever your situation is, think about the job is very, very important for you and change your approach. And fifth technique is engage in the discussions rather than engaging in the arguments. Ask yourself what is really important. Let us see the next question. how to cure fear. Sony.
How to cure fear? By facing fear, asking fear, what is the fear all about? Because fear is out of some insecurity.
Yes.
So check what is that insecurity, be authentic to yourself and know what it is and work towards it.
Okay. Why fear appears?
Fear appears out of anything. If it is unknown, lack of clarity, or
Okay.
lack of skill, could be
Okay.
anything, fear of many kinds.
Okay, great. Ravikiran, what is your perspective on this? What is fear? Why fear and how to cure fear?
Anxiety
you
about
fear?
unknown fear, I think.
Yeah. Yes,
Lack of
Ravikiran?
clarity.
Lack of
Anxiety about
courage.
unknown.
And there's
Lack of
also
clarity.
a saying of fear is false evidence of
Appearing real.
appearing
real.
real.
Yeah, that is definition. But why we fear and how to cure fear? This is the main agenda. Why we really fear and how to cure that.
Best is to look into the fear.
What about you, Lalita? What is your perspective on this? Okay, let us see from our side only. Why fear? Generally, fear happens due to postponing of some things. Or, as you said, lack of courage, everything, lack of unknown, fear of unknown, fear, that is the types of fears, like fear of unknown, lack of courage, all these things. But fear appears due to the postponing the things. So how to cure fear is, here we have seen 5 techniques. First one is act promptly. Postponing things breeds fear. So if you have to act, do it promptly. So I thought of postponing this session, but I have to do it. That is my mindset. So I have started it. Act promptly. Ask yourself whether should I act, whether should I delay. And if I delay it, again, I'll get the fear. Fear means this session is around 30 minutes. If I keep on delaying 30 minutes from today, and the emotional baggage will be more and more. So that's baggage leads to fear. So to avoid fear or to cure fear, act promptly is the first technique. Second one is only put positive things in your memory bank. Do not fall into the trap of developing self-deprecatory thoughts. So if you fall into the limiting beliefs, what we call self-deprecatory thoughts, if you fall into that, you will automatically fear. Suppose I fear driving bike. And if some task came for bike race, my fear will be high. Right? Because I didn't have the enough practice. So do not fall into the trap of limiting beliefs. I am good in biking. I am good in traveling bike. I am good in riding bike. If I think like that, I'll move forward. So if I have the memory bank with the limiting beliefs, then I will definitely fear. So the root cause of fear is, one is postponing the things. Second one is limiting beliefs. So always act promptly and put positive thoughts. Third one is put people in prosper perspective. If you are afraid of people, like stage fear, many people have stage fear. When they go for stage, they miss out some words. They fear about what people might think. Log kya kahenge. Realize that they are just like you with the same expectations and with the same fear. Treat when you go to stage, suppose you are entering the stage or any platform, think that your close friend he is near you and you are explaining whatever your concepts to your close friend who is unknown of your topic. So that's how you can overcome the fear of people. Put people in the proper perspective. All the people who ever listening to me are in the same expectations. If you feel like that, you will easily communicate each other and you will not fear of the people anymore. Let us see the fourth technique. Practice doing what your conscience says is right. Doing what's right is a very practical rule for success. If you want to have the proper success road or success route, doing what is right is a very practical. Means you always try to do hard work, but hard work without smart work is not a practical way or not a right way. Hard work is important as well as we need to have smart thoughts to that. So having conscious work practice is crucial for overcoming fear. And fifth technique is make everything about you say, I am confident. Be a front seater, make an eye contact, walk 25% faster, speak up and smile big. These are the techniques to cure your fear. So make everything about you say, I am confident, I am outstanding, I am excellent performer. Think about your positive beliefs. Change your limiting beliefs to positive beliefs. Be a front seater. If suppose any challenge comes in your organization, come up and do take initiative. As like leaders always lead first. Our leaders always lead by example. So always try to come forward and take actions. Make eye contact when you are talking on the stage. Having the eye contact is more important when you speak on the offline speaking or crowd public speaking. Walk 25% faster rather than what you walk. So that's how you can cure your fear. If you have fear of something or fear of unknown, by walking, your fear will get rid of. Speak up. Whenever you feel that I'm reserved guy, speak up with your closed ones or speak up with your strangers or colleagues or friends. Speak up whatever you have. Release all your mental baggage and smile big. Having a smile makes you fearless. So these are the 5 techniques. We can take actions on this. Act promptly. Whenever you have to take decision, act promptly. Put positive thoughts in your memory bank. Put proper perspective on the people. Practice doing what your conscience says is right. Make everything as if your positive beliefs are engaging and enhancing. Take actions by leading example. Become a leader. So simple word, how to cure fear, become a leader.
Hold. Just go back now, please. 1 second.
Any questions on this?
I want to understand the last point. It's just an example or there is more to it?
That's it. These are all examples of taking actions or to cure your fear. Suppose few people have their own limiting beliefs like, I'm not good enough on the stage. I might not be performing well. These are the limiting beliefs they have. But they have to replace their thoughts with the help of positive beliefs. I am dedicated until this complete, or I am 100% responsible for all my actions. So this way they can change the belief pattern first. After belief pattern changed, they have to take action and they should come forward whenever actions come. Lead by example. Means if you are put into the 10 people and if a task is given to you, you come up forward for taking initiative. That is called be a front seater. Take initiative first. While speaking to the people, make sure you do eye contact. Fear means like some people fear of making eye contact. Due to the lack of eye contact, they will fear in the stage.
Right.
So if you just focus on one person and speak sometime, making sure that eye contact is proper, eventually your fear get cured. Sometimes people get the fear of unknown, as you said. For that fears, to cure that, you need to walk faster. Either in the office, either in the home, either in the nature, wherever it is, by walking faster or doing exercise, the fear will get cured. Why? Because the physical movements make sure you do actions. And speak up, smile big is all about those people who are fear to speak out. If suppose few people in the organization will be reserved, they will not speak anything. They will sit silent. For them, they need to speak up. They need to speak up by the challenges, either by conducting the discussions, as I've said, discussion versus debates, by conducting open discussions, by giving them opportunity to share their stories or their funny jokes or any movie experiences, anything. Speak up is nothing but making sure you come up on the public speaking. Smile big is all about your smile whenever you are feeling uncomfortable. Suppose some criticism happened. Some of the audience shoot out some questions which are unknown to you. Instead of responding instantly, reacting instantly, take a small pause and smile. Within that smile, you can come up with the answer. Smile is a gap filler. So smile big is all about that, how to cure fear. So if you have the fear of like criticism, then use the smile big. So these are all the techniques how to cure your fear. Okay. Now let us see the third question. You have known how to think big, how to cure your fear. Now let us see how to strengthen your creative ability. What are your answers, Soni? How do you strengthen your creative ability?
Know your strength and play to its fullest, and be more flexible, like smart, like as you said, work hard, but have a smart perspective in a smart way.
Yep.
So that your efforts are going in the right direction.
Great.
And see in what all possible ways you can solve your issue. What are the possibilities that brings in creativity?
Super. Fine. Wonderful. Ravikran, what is your perspective on this? How to strengthen your creative ability? How do you strengthen your creativity? Okay, fine. Let us see the answers from our side. How to strengthen your creative ability is, again, they have given 5 techniques. Hello?
Yeah.
Let us proceed to see the answers from the book, The Magic of Thinking book. Thinking big, sorry. How to strengthen your creativity is believe that it can be done. First thing is you have to believe your mind will find a way. First thing is there is a possibility. Impossible also says that I am possible. First step is that one. Second thing is tradition should not paralyze your mind. Have an open mind that is receptive to new ideas. Be experimental and progressive. At this point, I would like to include my inspiration, one of my inspirations, Thomas Alva Edison. Be experimental and progressive. Even if you listen the Stranger's Secret, you know that success is the progressive realization of your worthy ideal. Whatever your idea, whatever your work is, be experiment on that. Do experimentation and keep progressing on that. Once you do lots of experiments and keep on progressing, your creativity or creative ability will automatically increase. Like the same way, like we are upgrading our websites or we are upgrading our daily book summarization. Even if you see the first initial book summary, we have simply read the blog. Now we came onto the mind map and we have included the question and answer. We are completely progressive on everyday basis, and we are experimentation with the different techniques. Like this way, we are enhancing the creative ability. Third thing is, ask yourself, how can I do better? Self-improvement has no limit. Remember this, self-improvement has no limit. And if you look for ways to improve, you will definitely find them. Even if you find n number of ways to the problem, you can always get n+1th way. So there is always scope of improvement. Ask yourself, how can I do better? And fourth technique is capacity. Capacity is a state of mind. Make a habit of asking daily, how can I do more? Here in the third way, how can I do better way? This is a way. And here, this is a plan. How can I do more in a day? There is always room to get things done, even when you are too busy. So ask yourself so that you will get answers. Practice asking and listening. Big people monopolize the listening. Small people monopolize the talking. So if you want to think big, always try to listen attentively. Big people always think and listen attentively. Small people try to monopolize the talking. And the sixth technique is stretch your mind, befriend people who can help you think better. Always try to befriend those people who can help you think better ways. So these are all techniques to increase your creative ability. Okay, let us go for the top 3 lessons that author is giving. David Schwartz. Always be open to new ideas. Learn something new whenever you can, whenever there is a possibility for you. Ask yourself, how can I do a better job today, every day? Let us go for these 3 lessons in depth. I'm going to take a few more minutes, just 3 minutes to go. We will see these 3 lessons in detail. About David Joseph Schwartz, the author of the book, The Magic of Thinking Big. David Joseph Schwartz Jr. was an American motivational writer and coach, best known for authoring this book, The Magic of Thinking Big. He was a professor of marketing, chairman of the department, and chair of the consumer finance at Georgia State University. He is an American author. Let us see the targeted audience of this book. The 13-year-old teenager who is about to take What Work is Right for You test. There is a test called What Work is Right for You. And the friend who is just had a major setback or who is having a life challenge. Anyone who wants to spend the majority of their time complaining instead of doing a creative work, they are focusing on complaining. For them, this book is a medicine. The magic of the thinking big gives you several starting points to develop and strengthen the most important trait of the successful people, which is nothing but believing in yourself. Let us hear from the David Joseph Schwartz, the author. Do what you fear and fear disappears. Very powerful quote. Do what you fear and fear disappears. The first thing you need to know about this book is it was written in 1959. Remember that it is the book written in 1959. It is almost 70 years.
Very old.
Very, very old, but it has still now it is having the value. And that's why this book does not quote countless studies or the latest scientific research. Means this book does not provide latest research, but whatever the principles that book is giving to us, it still is valuable. No matter whether your life goals are incredibly big or daunting or fairly small or achievable, chances are you have thought, where do I begin? Imagine the first step is a very crucial step of taking anything else. So where do I even begin more than once? The author suggests you start by creating a mindset in which you feel 100% capable of achieving whatever you set out to do. Why does this work? Why we need to create a mindset of doing 100% capability? Because once you start believing in yourself enough, your brain will spark the creativity required to achieve the goal. If you set a target of doing some research on the NLP, your brain will automatically work on that. Your neurons will automatically make sure you think on that. What you think, you see that. What you see, you do that. And what you do, you will get results. So let us see a small review. And this book all is about creative thinking, and which is the driving force behind the success. All these things I have covered in the mind map. People who are looking for this attitude, thinking big attitude, and who are facing the failures and adversities, let us see top 3 lessons. What is David suggesting us? Always be open to new ideas. Learn something new wherever you can and whenever you can. Ask yourself, how can I do a better job today? Every day you need to ask this question. How can I do a better job today? What are my top 3 priorities? How can I get delivered that top 3 priorities? Let us take an example. It might seem useless to you to learn Photoshop if you are working in a car dealership. But if it is a fun, do it anyway. Adapt the mentality of who knows what it might be good for. Who knows what it might be good for. Adapt this type of mentality so that you will easily adaptive to learning anything or learning new things. In this case, you could easily use of your new graphic design skills while learning Photoshop to create a bunch of awesome Facebook ads that can help you sell a lot more cars. You are into the car dealership, but by learning Photoshop, you can sell more and more cars, especially like ads marketing. Like this way, you can learn new ideas to enhance your work zone. The second strategy is shut down the negative voices in your head. With the news reporting mostly on horrifying events, like in the newspaper, news magazines, or news channels, these are reporting mostly on horrifying events and everyone around you only complaining. Negative thinking is quite the normal now. There is less number of positive thinking, whereas the negative thinking is huge. However, you will find naysayers are almost always unsuccessful or just average. You can do this by writing down a pep talk that reads like a commercial, where you try to sell yourself to yourself. So to overcome the negative voices in your head, write something on the paper or a small talk from yourself to yourself when you try to sell yourself. Focus on what makes you different. Let us take an example. Suppose you are funny and make people laugh at work all the time. Read it out loud once a day and in quiet whenever you feel a bit down. Suppose you have a different ability. Focus on doing that. Suppose you have writing skills or drawing skill. Try to make sure that drawing skill is helpful for your work job. And second thing is read it out loud once a day and in quiet whenever you feel a bit down. Suppose some challenge is occurring in your work. Read your capability. I am good in maths. I am good in creative designs. I am good in video editing. I am good in coding. Write down whatever you are good in, or read it out whatever you are good in, so that you will have your focus back to your work. chances are you won't become a success all on your own. Usually people around us lift up in a way. That's why you should treat everyone you meet with respect. Whoever you meet, treat them with respect. Even if they act crazy, they might just have a bad day. But just like you want to be treated like an important person, so do they. Here, the author suggests to treat everyone like they can make you or they can break your career. Thinking that way causes me anxiety, so I rather adapt Kit President's philosophy. This is a powerful quote. Write down on the paper. Treat everyone like it's their birthday, even if they don't deserve it. Write down on the paper. Treat everyone like it is their birthday, even if they don't deserve it. The next piece of advice regards your peers, colleagues. You have probably heard that saying, you are the average of 5 people you surrounded with. And while you cannot change the people around you, you can change the people around you. This is another brainstorming. While you cannot change the people around you, you can change the people around you. So be sure to create an environment of high quality people for yourself and only take advice from the ones that have gone where you want to go. Let us take an example. One of my inspiration or motivation, Jeff Bezos from Amazon did not have a lot of successful friends. So he just surrounded himself with books. By reading biographies of successful people, he felt like hanging out with them. Another important factor is your attitude, which will be reflected in the way you walk, you talk, and behave. Attitudes are the mirrors of the mind, and people always catch on to what is going on. After all, reading body language has been how we survived for thousands of years. 2 things you can do improve your attitude include always doing what you think is morally right is the first technique, and always dressing it well is the second technique of improving your attitude. The first one is powerful from the inside, doing what you think is right. The second one is all about make you feel important. No one is born confident, yet everyone can learn from it. There is a saying that fake it till you make it. When you appear in front of the camera, they will say smile. At the time, you will not have that proper smile, not proper situation for smile, but you try to fake it. In the same way, fake it till you make it is the true in this case. No one born confident, because you can control your emotions by behaving the way you want to feel. So sit in the first row, make eye contact with people, and walk faster than others. These are the techniques to overcome fear, as we have seen in the mind map. Just like dressing well, it will make you look important on the outside, which in turn will make you feel confident on the inside. Why does the president wear the same suit format? Why does the players wear the same dress code? It's all because how do you appear outside makes you feel inside. You might have heard the saying, winners find solutions, losers find excuses, and it's true. This is where the book comes full circle, because believing in yourself is what creates the difference between trying to find someone to blame when things go wrong and looking for a way to try again and better. Few people try to blame the things when something goes wrong. Few people try to look for a way to overcome that blaming. So how do you turn all this into action? Let us see the action time. Take a 2-step approach. From this book, only just take a 2-step approach, plan, execute. Write down a detailed step-by-step plan with instructions how you will do each step and a rough idea of when you will complete it. Then go to work and study your setbacks. Don't waste any energy beating yourself up. Just try to learn from what went wrong and take the next step. The final argument of this book is that only difference between successful people and normal people lies in their self-belief and confidence, which causes them to persist long enough for them to achieve success. Thank you so much. See you in another book summary another day. Until then, stay connected, keep progressing, take action, plan and execute